welcome back to the Jeffka YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over Archaludon, the VGC metagame. This guy's broken, I'm going to be honest with you, like just up front, this guy's just not okay. Obviously, Stamina is a really good ability, Electro Shot is just a really broken signature move, especially with Pelipper being in the tier and Basket Legion as well. This guy basically just has all of the partners it could possibly want. It has Basket Legion, it has Brute Bonnet, it has Sinishta and Cresselia to heal it off and whenever it gets status or chipped. It has Pelipper to give it rain and tailwind, and also to beat any possible ground types like Orlando T. It has Basket Legion to basically just serve as one of the best endgame win cods in the entire format, because it has Swift Swim in it, because it does literally Thanos levels of damage. In addition to that, you have a lot of really pretty good side beat up enablers, or side stamina enablers. You have Pheasant Dippity, who with its speed tier is able to actually outspeed Landorus inside beat up. It also has really good utility like Taunt, Icy Wind, Covert Cloak. This guy is just really good at enabling specifically Archaludon. Mousehold as well has Pop Bomb, which is and Friend Guard, which kind of, and because of its really good speed tier, it's able to just outspeed the majority of the metagame and just get the Pop Bomb off an Arch, getting it really boosted. You have the same thing, but with Ogerpon as well, and Ogerpon also protects it from Landorus in a lot of cases because it is Defiant, and it's able to really aptly punish Landorus with knockoff, especially Bandit Landorus, which is the most common set at the moment. And especially because I'm also Defiant, right? And then Loaded Dice also means that you're getting 4 to 5 hits as opposed to beat ups guaranteed 4, right? Which is really nice usually. And I don't know, this guy just has it's just so bulky. It's really easy and it's so bulky. And the biggest issue with this guy is that there just are not enough special attackers that actually hit it well enough to allow it for it to be a healthy metagame presence, to be honest. I have a compiled list of a lot of the viable special attackers here. Glamora, Thunderous, Landorus. Out of this list, there are maybe Sinistcha with Calm Mind can beat it. Specs Iron Valiant can beat it, assuming it doesn't Terra Fairy. Opposing Archaludon can beat it, but if you are pairing yours with a beat up aside beat up or Bullet Seed Mon, then it's gonna get to +4 stamina and you're probably gonna win the mirror. Landorus Therian can kind of damage trade with it, but if you run Terra Grass or Terra Bug, then you don't really damage trade with it very well because you're committing to running a bad set with special Landorus Therian. Physical Landorus Therian can kind of damage trade with it, but also, again, Landorus Therian has to contend with Pelipper and Basket Legion at the exact same time still. For Thunderous with Eerie Impulse can do a good job at least slowing the rain aspect of it down, so it can do a good job of slowing down Electro Shot, showing down Draco Meteor, etc., all of its special attacking stab options. However, Thunderous cannot really hit Archaludon on its own. Glamora can damage trade with it well once it gets a Meteor Beam off, but it has to actually get the Meteor Beam off first. It also has to lock into Earth Power, and it is still weak to Archaludon. It's still weak to Flash Cannon. Heatran can 1v1 Archaludon only in Sun, otherwise it just gets out damage. Straight up. And Walking Wake, even with modest special attack specs, or special attack booster specs, cannot even OHKO Archaludon in Sun. So it's really just a matter of there are not that many special attackers in the format. They either lose to Archaludon, or they they lose to Archaludon, or they lose to Archaludon's brain partners. There is just no single special attacking mon that is able to outspeed and immediately OHKO Archaludon, other than possibly Iron Valiant. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even think that Chaos. But let's do our homework. Let's check. Let's just load it. Let's just do some minor groundwork. Iron Valiant choice specs. Let's say Aura Sphere. Yeah, specs Iron Valiant doesn't even OHKO. And this isn't even max special defense, if it's max special defense or let's say 244, and you go let's say 186, 180, 180. Search shows 180. Yeah, this shit's not even close to okay. Modest, does Modest OHKO? Modest doesn't even OHKO. You would probably need Modest Modest Stellar Okos, but that's it. Like, this is just stupid. This is just not okay. You know, there are no mons that actually immediately outspeed an Oko it. It has supreme healing options next to it. Like, you have, you know, you have Cresselia in the format who can, like, you know, heal off its damage with Lunar Blessing and heal off status from, like, a possible root on it, meaning you might even have to run, like, fucking Terra Grass. So you can run a different defensive Terra that actually makes you a little bit better into, like, you know, the rest of the field. So then you can also run stuff like Sinistra, who can literally just heal and unswitch it for free. Like, this mod just does not have any real counterplay in this tier. There are mods that can, like, vaguely, theoretically, on paper, damage trade with it. And if you get it out of position, you can absolutely, like, handle it on some teams. But this mod just does not have real counterplay. Like, if we're being honest, the only reason this guy was not broken in other formats is because you have, like, the combination of Lender's Eye and Fluttermane. Neither of those mods exist in those tier. You don't even have an Ursulina Bloodmoon. Like, Ursulina Bloodmoon can't. You have no Ursulina Bloodmoon. You have no Ursulina Hisui. You have no real mods, like, no real ground types in this tier other than Lander's Therian, who, like, if you're running special, doesn't even, like, really damage trade with it that well unless you're, like, running specs, which is just not a good set outside of, like, beating Archaludon. And just special Lando in general is just not a good set outside of beating Archaludon. Like, you just have. There's just not enough tools in the meta to, like, actually beat this shit. It just, like, it is able to just, like, snowball through games. If you don't have enough special attackers, or if you don't have the specific combination of special attackers that actually are able to deal with this, then you will just lose to Vita plus Archaludon, just straight up. Like, there are not that many Archaludon, like, partners that actually are able to handle this guy. I want to go over a few of the arguments that my co-tier leader made in, like, against Archaludon, or against banning Archaludon. Iron Hands just does not beat this guy with like, it just, Iron Hands cannot damage trade with this guy if you were running it next to side stamina proc. It just literally can't beat it. Unironically. You can also just run Terra Fairy, and with Terra Fairy, Iron Hands just cannot do anything into you. Thunderous and Whimsicott can run Sunny Day. But the broken thing about Archaludon is stamina in conjunction with its bulk and in conjunction with its typing. Weather Disruption is not. I'll extend this to Ninetales and Terra as well. But, like, Weather Disruption is not even the end of the world for this guy, because what use is Weather Disruption if you can just swap out Pelipper and get it back for one, and for another if you can just heal up your Archaludon again. You know, like, what are you supposed to do if, you know, the Sinistra just comes in and heals the Archaludon back to full again? It's just, there's just no, like, real actual counterplay. Special Landers is not good. I'm going to be honest with you. Choice Band Landers is the best set in the format. But both of these mons, this requires using your Terra into the rain matchup. And it also requires you to be basically max speed so that you always outspeed the Archaludon. The thing is, this Landers, if you're running, like, Terra, you know, let's say Terra Grass, Terra Fairy even, especially Terra Fairy. I think Terra Fairy is probably one of its better sets because it actually allows you to, like, have really good neutral typing to a lot of stuff. If you're running Terra Fairy, the best thing that special Enders would have to hit you is, like, Sludge Bomb, which does, like, a good 40 if you're not running specs. Like it does 30 to 40 if you're not running specs, you know? Which just does nothing. Like, Archaludon is just, if you commit Terra to it, there's literally just nothing in the format that really hits it. It can't, you know? Bourbonic can spore it, but you can also just, one, you can Terra Grass, but two, you just have Cresselia right there. You have Cresselia right there, you have Pelipper right there, you can just, you know, outspeed and KO it. You have, you know, side stamina partners like Bullet Seed Archaludon, or Bullet Seed Ogrepon, who can also just run U-turn and immediately, like, knock the bonnet off, you know? Or immediately knock the bonnet off if you think it's going to Terra Ghost. And you can just Bullet Seed your way through it. Like, I think this post, in general, just, like, completely doesn't address how basically you can just kind of snowball with this guy. It just kind of ignores, in general, that you can if you get this guy set up enough, it doesn't matter if it's passive. You just, if it gets set up enough, you just can't break it without a crit, you know, and you shouldn't have to play into a crit to beat, you know, a common meta Pokemon. Like, this guy just constrains the builder so much, because if we're looking at, like, all the special attackers in the tier, that are like actually usable. You know, like only a couple of these guys are actually usable. There's like 1, 2, 3 with help, 4 with trick room, 4.5 with trick room. Like I wouldn't even call this one. This one doesn't even answer it. Like we'll just say we'll round it up to a nice and easy 5 because Volcarona can like kind of damage trade with it if you're Quiver Dance, but not even really. Like you can kind of damage trade against it with Quiver Dance, but can your Volcarona damage trade against Basket Legion? No, it can't. That guy just gets folded. It's just like not. It's just not achievable. There are just no mons. There's just not good enough mons in this tier that are splashable on every team that can actually beat this guy. It's like insanely easy to just get matchup fished by side stamina proc. And no one has just been running it yet. This shit is just like on paper, it has no counterplay. In practice, it has a little bit more counterplay because of user error, but even then, it's still just like not really playable. Even with stuff like Whimsicott, like you can Sunny Day, sure. You can even Electroshot, but Whimsicott just gets OHKO'd by Flash Cannon if you're not running Sash. And if you are running Sash, then you're still very vulnerable to like its partner. You know, it can still just lock into a move that isn't Electroshot. It can still you have mons like Sinistra and Ogrepon that can redirect and or set Trick Room for this guy. Like Archaludon teams just have too many options for the rest of the field to meaningfully counter while staying consistent into like other teams. It's just too much for the format, unironically. There are just no mons that can actually beat this guy defensively. Like it basically walls the entire tier if you position it correctly. And I think that's not okay. I haven't even been significantly using Archaludon. This is what I've seen from my experience at the Builder and from my experience like playing the tier. This guy just does not have it doesn't have real checks. It doesn't have real counterplay. There is just no mon that can consistently beat it 1v1 without I'm being honest with you. There are unironically like maybe 2 or 3 mons in the entire format that actually beat this guy 1v1, and it's like Landorus Therian, period. Like unironically, no other special attackers in this tier actually beat it. No other viable ones, at least. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on Archaludon and why I think I am pushing to ban it as immediately as possible. I think this guy just has not counterplay, and I think it is honestly stupid to pretend that it does. There's just genuinely no mons in this tier that actually are able to outspeed it. Outside of Lander's T, there are generally no mons in this tier that are able to outspeed it, who hit it for super effectively and KO it. And Lander's T needs Choice Band or Choice Specs. Choice Specs is just a bad set. Choice Band is very exploitable by faster beat up, or Bullet Seed, for example, Ogrepon, Mousehold, or even Pheasantipity. And also by Pelipper and Basket Legion, who both outspeed Pelipper just outspeed it, but it walls its primary coverage, or it walls its primary ground type attacks that would be locking into against Archaludon, and Basket Legion, who just outspeeds it Okosa. This guy's just not okay. But yeah, that's the Jeff YouTube channel video.